Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series on my channel where we'll be taking a look at Frostpunk. Now, before we get started, I want to say that this series is going to be a bit of a test for my current setup. At the moment, I'm in the same boat as many other people, namely that boat that is not having a very good graphics card. I very much have a last gen mid-tier card, and so far I've been using the GPU to render, or to encode, I should say, with OBS. For this one, though, I didn't seem to be able to find any acceptable results. The videos were stuttering. It was unwatchable, at least for me. So this will be a test into seeing if my CPU can handle it. My CPU is much newer. It's the current gen, one of the AMD Ryzen 5 CPUs. I know that it's not necessarily a CPU that's meant for this kind of work, but I figured it's newer. Excuse me, and hopefully it'll do the job. The idea behind this series is that we'll be going through all the scenarios, but if I find that my PC can't handle it, especially as we get a scenario going here and the screen starts to be more busy, more people, more buildings, I might end this series prematurely, meaning that we will not get to see all the scenarios. But let's just see how it goes, and without further ado, let's get into this. So, Frostpunk is a game set in an alternate timeline, where the Earth is has been taken over by an ice age. I believe the year is 1886 right now, and we are taking control of some survivors at one of just one of many generator sites that was built to outlast this ice age. It's post-apocalyptic, very snowy. It's frost, of course, and it's a city builder management game. So if you haven't heard about it, definitely check it out. It's an amazing game. I have played it before. I have played all the scenarios except one. It's a new one since last I played, On the Edge. Hopefully we'll get to it. But we're just gonna start off here with the main story. I'm not gonna be touching the difficulty right now. It's been a while since I played, so let's just go in nice and comfy on medium, and let's see how it goes.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
Okay, there we go. This scenario is called A New Home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On the way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world is... Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world as we know it has crumbled. We have to survive. Okay, so this is pretty much the game as we'll be seeing it. Okay, fight the cold. This will be our first mission here. We need to get the generator working. It provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. Okay. Okay, so just a quick overview of the UI here. Here up in the top, we have all the resources. We have our current time. We have time control. We can pause it. We can normal game speed, fast forward, etc., etc. We have our current temperature. I am in Denmark, and we use Celsius here, so that's what we'll be seeing here as well. And we have our current timeline here. We are at day 1, and we can see what's going to be coming up. So at day 4 here, for instance, there's going to be a temperature drop. So we have to prepare for that. There is a heat overlay, where we can see, heat in the entire area, buildings as well. It helps to figure out or to find buildings that are especially cold and you want to deal with as fast as possible. We do have some guidelines up here. It ranges from comfortable up to freezing. Generally, you want it to be livable or comfortable. Livable is very, very good. Chilly and cold is what you'll also be seeing from most of the time, to be honest. And if you get to very cold and freezing, you should really consider doing something about it, or actually not working those buildings at all. Okay, down in the left corner we have our current mission. In our right corner we have an overview of all the citizens we have, and if we hover over it we can see exactly what we have. These are normal workers, we have engineers, and then we have children. Down here will also be any sort of a person that can't work. Don't remember if there's elderly down here, but there will at least be severely ill, for instance, or people that has had limbs amputated or stuff like that. But in general, people that can't work. So for now, children. Down here we have, down here in the middle, we have our building menu. We have all sorts of different buildings. Right now we don't have a lot unlocked, but that's something that we can change later with research. We have a book of laws. This is different kind of rules and laws we want to impose on our citizens. Right now we only have the one category at least. Later on we get to choose between 2 ways we want to go, and we will unlock another one of those 2. So just as an example, there's a fighting arena, for instance, that can help boost people morale. We can tell our children over here that they are actually supposed to work, or we can protect them and try and keep our old way of life, for instance. So these are either or. So if we grab child labor, we cannot build child shelters, for instance. And that'll be the same concept for everywhere where we have a choice. You go either the one direction or the other. And up here, for instance, you can just about make out that there's another one up here called child labor all jobs, or apprentices down here. One of these ways will unlock the other and lock the other out. So if you grab one of these, you grab the child shelters here, for instance, you'll be able to go down here, but you will not be able to go up here. That's something we'll definitely be taking a look at later. And we also have the economy view down here, where we have all sorts of information about our colony. Workforce, housing, resources, how much we're earning, how much we're using, efficiency, daily gain, coal balance, all sorts of stuff here that we can take a look at if we need to. In the middle here we have these two meters, discontent and hope. Discontent is something we want to keep from rising, and hope is something we want to be as high as possible. Different disasters and ultimatums can be imposed upon you if either discontent falls or raises too high, or hope falls too low. And here we have a short overview of all the issues in our city. So right now, for instance, we have 80 homeless people, we have 80 people, so we have basically an entire colony that is without a home. So that is something we want to try and remedy here real fast. Yeah, let's just get right into it. In the beginning here, we have different stockpiles here of resources. We have some steel, we have some wood, and we have some coal. We have deposits here, coal deposit, for instance. I don't know if you have anything else. What do we have here? We have another coal deposit. I think that might just be... No, iron deposit over here. These deposits is not something we can work right now. That's something we need to research buildings for later. But this stuff is something we can just gather right off the bat. It's meant to get you off the ground here. So we're just gonna start with some wood here. And we have some steel. I think we'll put our engineers on that. I'm not sure if I remember correctly that the engineers actually gather a bit faster than workers, or maybe it's all just some random rumor. But for now, let's just assume. And I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference anyway. We can actually test it right now. No, they gather the same, so that was wrong. But let's get some coal as well. We have 5 workers left, so let's put them on coal duty as well. So for now, this is as much as we can zoom out. Right now, we are very cut off from the entire world, but soon enough, we'll get the mission to actually build a building that will allow us to zoom out and get a better view of where we actually are. We already have something here. Workers needed. There's so much to do and not enough hands to do it. A quick way of addressing this problem is to put our children to work. Okay, so the game here is actually introducing us to the Book of Laws, telling us that if we want more workers, we can assign child labor to safe jobs. I don't think that's something we want to do. The child shelters and the apprentices are really great. So we might go for child shelters, especially in the first scenario here as well. It's supposed to be, you know, not extremely hard, not extremely easy, but nice and comfy. I personally like the extended shift up here, meaning that I think we work from like 8 to 4 normally, your people. And with the extended shift, they work from like 6 to 6, I believe. And those extra hours can really make a difference. The emergency shift is also really nice. You can see here, new ability. You can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours, which is great. But it's not something you want to use too often, since it raises discontent. But let's sign this one. They said add a cooldown for how often you can actually introduce a new law. So we don't want to have too much time where we don't sign any laws, especially if we want to get anywhere, which we do. You could see there were some comments from our people. They're not happy with 24 hours work, and honestly can't blame them. Okay, we can speed up the time here a bit while we watch our people work and trudge through the snow. There, we can see the work time up here. We can probably see the... Yeah, up here. Okay, 8 to 18. That's the working hours at the moment. So I think it'll be 6 to 8 then, with the extended work shift ability later. And we can actually see now that discontent has already risen. That's just from signing the law and from lack of shelter as well. But lack of shelter we will hopefully address soon enough. So I think it works like if for instance, if I had started building before giving these guys any job, they would have finished the buildings first, and then went to work. And we want to utilize the work time, so we actually want them to work and build later, which they actually will do in their free time, or during night as well. So we actually want to wait until it's their free time, and then we can build buildings. Okay, so we only have access to tents here. Okay, what's happening now? No roof over our heads. Captain, people are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. They are falling ill from sleeping outside in the terrible cold. We'd better do something about it. Okay, so these are random events that can happen if your people are hungry, sick, lack of housing, for instance, and you can promise different things, or you can say, I don't care. So there's always a small promise or a big promise. So depending on what situation you're in, maybe you feel like, okay, I don't have the resources right now or the priority to house everyone, so I'll just go for the small one. If you feel like you can do it, and you'll get a smaller reward for completing it. But since we have enough resources and we want to house everyone anyway, we might as well just say that we will provide shelter for everyone. And we've now gotten a new quest down here. So we have 2 days left to provide shelter for 80 people. It's important to know that this number, let's say we certainly got an influx of 20 people, this number, I believe, would go up. So you need to keep that in mind. Say you suddenly have a lot of people on the way that you know of, then maybe it's not a good idea for you right now to provide shelter for everyone. But we do not have any people incoming, so we can easily do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So our people can always see that they're working on it. The wisdom of the crowd. Captain, when facing demands, remember this. People usually look for the quick solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. Alright, good to know. So the game is already also telling us we don't have to promise, for instance, to house everyone. They'll be happy, just you'll still get some hope and lower some discontent if you provide some shelter. The heating is off. The generator is off. People are afraid they'll freeze to death in their sleep if you don't at least turn it on for the night. Okay. Well, we have the coal for it, so let's just go ahead and turn it on here. And if we take a look at the heat map, we can now see that all this is actually livable now because we turned the heat on. I think it'll actually be better because it's not actually there yet. Okay. So we completed the mission. The next step of the mission is food. The generator hums with reassuring warmth, but we shouldn't take it for granted. If the generator goes down, the city dies. Be mindful of coal reserves. Now food. There'll be no city if we starve to death. Secure a way to provide raw food and build a cookhouse to prepare meals. Okay. So we can see here the bar is rising. We're going to see a percentage of where it is. So right now it's actually not providing any heat, I believe. But it will soon enough. Keep an eye out here. Yeah, there we go. So because of the relatively mild weather, these tents are actually fully comfortable right now. This is the best you can hope for. It's not always going to be that, of course, but for now, our people are quite happy. And there we go. Everyone feels relieved with a roof, even a fluffing one over their head. Hope rises, and that's for completing the shelter promise. So we got a decent chunk of hope there. That's great. Okay, the next mission here is to secure food, secure a raw food supply, build a hunter's hut or a hothouse, build a cookhouse, and start preparing meals. Okay. Food. Okay, so we don't actually have access to the hothouse yet. So a hunter's hut it is. These guys don't actually require any heating, so we might as well build it a bit out here. It doesn't really matter. Let's build a road actually first. Is there? No, that's dismantling. I want that one. Okay. If we place it here, it says that the building is going to destroy resources. We actually don't want to do that, so we can build it over here first. Yeah. And let's build a cookhouse. Let's see the isolation. Base heating level is 1. What about our tents? That's the same. So we might actually want our food close enough to be able to get the heat from the generator here. So to level up the steam or the generator here is something we need to research as well. And with that in mind, let's actually build a workshop. Or we cannot. We are out of wood for now. That's fine. Okay, we can introduce a new law. Let's do that straight away. Let's get the extended shift. Yes, you can extend the workday in a facility to 14 hours. Yes. Okay. And of course, our people do not like that, but that is how it is. So yes, that is what we will do here as well. People from our convoy. With basic resources secured for now, we can try to rescue the people we left behind. Build a beacon. Scout Frostland and save as many survivors from our expedition as possible. You'll need a workshop to design plans for more advanced buildings. Okay. So we finished our hunter's hut. We need workers. We don't have any because we are currently all gathering stuff. Let's actually do this. We don't need quite as many people gathering coal right now. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Just the 5 here. And let's have 15 hunters. You believe? No, not yet. Okay, fair enough. Let's grab some workers from this wood pile. We don't need max cooks yet anyway. Let's do it like that. We do have some raw food, so they'll be cooking some food when workday is starting. Okay. So the next step here is to build a workshop and build the beacon and then rescue survivors of our lost expedition. Okay. You can see that our discontent has risen quite a bit here because we have increased the work shifts. It's a good idea to do here in the beginning to get a good start. But otherwise, as you get further ahead, if you feel comfortable, you can value the comfort of your citizens more than resources. Okay, yeah, they start at 8, so we should very soon start seeing some rations being made from the raw food we have. Yeah, they are now making. That's great. What is the ratio here? Yeah, 4 food rations from 2 raw food. If your people become too hungry, they will start eating raw food instead. So they're not just gonna die if you have raw food, but they will prefer cooked meals, of course. Let's we do have some people that starts to get ill. Let's build some medical posts. Let's build 2 of them actually. We will need a lot. Okay, so we finished the steel pile over there. Let's go for the next one. Okay, right, that can actually only be engineers, so let's have 5 here, since we'll have 2 medical posts. We don't necessarily need 2 medical posts right now, but it does take a long while for them to heal up. So we will need 2 at some point anyway. Yeah, we can see this guy will be up and running in about a day, and he's not even gravely wounded or anything. So. Okay, another wood pile is completed. Not forget to do this, so they actually work longer. Yeah, so we had 4 people sick up here, but now because we have an infirmary or medical post, you see they've been moved down here to let us know that they're sick, but they're being treated, so you don't have to do anything else. Okay, let's see if we can build a workshop here. Okay, a new law. What do we want? We got everything up here. It could be a cemetery that we go for here. Oh, it's also important. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. It's important to know that with a lot of these, there's actually a mission. The mission comes with it. Like if we choose the cemetery here, we'll actually get a mission to build the cemetery. That will and we will get some rewards for completing that as well. But I think we will go and do the cemetery here. You can do corpse disposal and then organ transplants to help heal sick, I believe. But let's try and remain civil here. No, it's a tough world we live in, but see how much we can keep of the old world. A cemetery. Let's just build it here. It's very nice that the buildings that are outside of road, our road network will actually have an icon above them, so we can easily get them connected. Okay, we definitely want some engineers on this one. No, that's the wrong button. Don't know why that popped up. And this is definitely something we want to work as long as possible. Maybe even a emergency shift here. But okay, we unlock the research. This is the technology tree, and there is a lot to research. Some of it is new buildings, some of it is upgrades for current buildings, and some of it is passives that just works for upgrades buildings. At the moment, we only have access here to the first tier, or tier 0 as it is. But if we want access to further stuff, we need to actually research the next tier. Everything costs resources, as you can see here. Okay, our mission is to get this. But maybe I would rather have the hunter's gear. So up to 20 raw food per hunt. How much do they get now? 15 a day. Okay. That might be what we go for first. And then go for the other one afterwards. So we can get the beacon going. So the hunters actually work during night. We established a cemetery. We get some hope. Very nice. And they will return in the morning with meat for our cookhouse. Coming up to a temperature drop here, and we can see that it's gonna last for 2 days. Okay. Speed up here until it's next workday. Should be able to see these guys return soon as well. What's going on out here? Family torn apart. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group, but she's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team, as a team will send out. She urges you to hurry. We will definitely hurry, right after we get this one, which is actually almost done. Coal pile depleted, and let's put them on this one. You don't want to run out of coal, that's for sure. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, we might want to secure some resources before we do the beacon thing. Which means probably a sawmill and a coal thumper here. Wait a minute. We have plenty of coal piles left. Okay, we'll do the sawmill since we started it, and then we'll do the beacon. Yeah. We still have plenty of wood as well. That was completely unnecessary. Okay, we actually have too many sick people. They can only hold 5, right? Yes, they can only hold 5. So let's grab these engineers here and get the other one going. Didn't take long before I needed the other infirmary here. Okay, new law. Right. Okay. Let's grab this one. This is gonna every time someone dies, the loss of hope will be halved here. So it's very nice, especially to get early on. We're not expecting. Should never expect too many deaths, but you never know. You never know. Okay, you can't work anymore because yeah, you don't have any raw food. Let's actually just have the one worker there for now, anyway. You can work over there instead. We might, if you're lucky, we might be able to get the sawmill here before the day ends. Oh, we just about did, I think. I think we had like a few seconds left of the day. In either case, let's get the beacon going. And see if we can build a sawmill somewhere. So the sawmill will harvest all these frozen trees around us. So do that. Well, right here will be great. It's not destroying anything, and it has a lot of resources within reach. So let's build it there. And our hunters are departing, or have departed. Oh, I think it's yeah. There they go. How they scale this wall, I won't ask, but I'm just happy that they do. Okay, we can speed up until the night is done. Okay, we're gonna get a temperature drop here, which is gonna be horrendous. So we're probably gonna have a lot of people going ill now, just because of that. Okay, so our sawmill is ready, but we don't necessarily need to use it yet, since we still have. Well, we might actually, just because of the fact that this is gonna be extremely cold now. Yeah, you should not be gathering anything. Nope, I'm sorry. But you'll be okay. You'll be on cold, I think, which is not great. Maybe we should actually build some gathering huts, gathering posts. These gather any resources that we've been gathering by hand, just, you know, anything that's within reach. So these can gather from 3 at the same time, for instance. Probably want one there. And let's build this one over here as well. Might as well build it, I suppose. But we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna do anything about this one yet. But we'll definitely use the others here. Oh. Okay. This is probably something I should have built a bit before as well. And there we go. Okay, these are actually too cold now to use, so now we're just gonna have sick people. That is not good. That is not good. Heating, I do believe. Yeah, we need the heaters. That's definitely gonna be the next step. We don't want people out there getting sick or gravely sick because we can't treat them. Yes, it is cold. I guess we might as well build the road here. Even if we are not gonna actually be using it. Okay. Let's just get 10 workers here right away. It is cold, but that's about the best we can ask for right now, I think. Okay, I would love to get heaters before we finish the day. I'm not sure we'll be able to. These are individual heaters we can use on each building to... It costs extra coal, but it raises the temperature level by 1. For now, anyway. Okay. Well, we have enough for the beacon, so let's just build it. Build it. Doesn't really matter per se, but let's just build it out here. It's not a building that needs to be manned, so... Okay, let's get you working as well. So we still get some coal. I do believe they also work better from here, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if we get this one before the day is done. If we don't, might have to use emergency shift here. Okay, so we're about to finish the beacon here. Okay, beacon built. We are no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barren. The icy barrens that surround us. Frostlands. Okay. Okay, we now have access to the map here. where we can send different expeditions. So this yellow marker means that it's a quest related objective that we can go there. There's a lost expedition, numerous tents. We can see people moving about. They must be the lost members of our expedition. But we don't necessarily have to go there. There's also a gloomy cave over here. There's a dark cave entrance visible on the hillside. We think we saw a faint wisp of smoke coming from it, but it's gone now. I think for the scenarios here, these are not randomized, but for the endless play that you can do, they'll always be randomized. Yeah, we can certainly assemble a scout team. We need 5 workers and 40 wood, but I think this is actually a good place to end this episode here. We got our colony started, not off to the best start, I think, but as I said, it's also been a while since I played it, so I have to get back into it. But we got the beacon, built. We are ready to go and rescue our people. We have some research going. We will soon be able to heat our infirmaries again, our medical posts, so we can actually cure our ill people. And yeah, we'll continue next time. So for now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and to see you for the next one. Until then, take care.